What's up YouTube, Jeff back again, and today I'm back with more news surrounding the Huawei saga, which I've been covering. Hope you guys have been enjoying it. Lots of people have been watching the videos, so I'm going to keep making them as long as people are interested. So obviously we all know the US government basically forced Google to place Huawei on the entity list, which means come August 19th, when their temporary reprieve ends, Huawei will no longer be able to use Google services, licenses, things like that, which means future phones will not be able to get Android updates, security updates directly from Google. Now, the P30 Pro, Mate 20 Pro, things like that, my P30 Pro is safe, should be able to get updates. Google has already said that. Now, lots of things have come out since then saying that Huawei is going to have their own operating system. I made a video about it if you guys want to check it out. And ever since we started talking about Huawei coming out with their own operating system, people have been waiting to see what's going to happen with their next major flagship, which we all know is the Huawei Mate 30 Pro. Huawei releases 2 flagship devices a year, the P series, which I have right here, and then the Mate series they release in the fall around the same time that Samsung releases the Galaxy Note and Apple releases the iPhone. So people were wondering sort of what that's going to look like and whether or not it's going to have the new operating system. Well, some recent renders came out. Originally, people thought these were leaks, but they're actually not. These are just some concepts. You guys can see here what they look like. They do look reasonable for 2019. You can see sort of the, weird looking square camera on the back, which the iPhone is rumored to have as well. It kind of looks like a Galaxy S10 around front in this render. You can see the hole punch around front of the Mate 30 Pro. So the phone does look something like we'd probably expect to see a phone look in 2019. And it's also rumored to have a 90 Hz display, just like the OnePlus 7 Pro. All those things sort of seem pretty much in line. Perhaps the most interesting thing, though, is not the hardware, but what Huawei is going to do with the software. Now, when it comes to the software, there's some conflicting reports around the internet, which, there always are with these rumors. One site, Trusted Reviews, has said that the Huawei Mate 30 could be the first phone with the Huawei OS. That's what it's supposed to be called in China. It's likely going to be called Ark OS internationally. There's been various different names floated, so that's also very much up for debate right now. They talked about this a little bit, about how it could, first appear on the Mate 30, and it makes sense, it's their next flagship device, so why wouldn't they do it? But then there was also a rebuttal article from the people over at GSM Arena, who I also trust quite a bit, said that they're not going to ship the Mate 30 with the new OS, but they're rather going to ship some mid-range devices with the new OS starting in the fall. Now, this also makes sense to me because, of course, they're going to want to test the new OS in China in their local market before pushing it out to Europe, the UK, all their international markets, because, of course, people like different things when it comes to their Android skins in different areas of the world. So this one definitely seems plausible as well. I tend to trust GSM Arena a little bit more, but obviously we'll have to wait as we get a little bit closer. It does make sense, though, to test this, and they do have various sources from the Chinese media citing and confirming that Huawei is not planning to roll it out with their next flagship. Most likely then the Huawei OS, Ark OS, would roll out on the P40 and the P40 Pro next year, not only in China, but in all the international markets, which makes a little bit more sense to me at the end of the day. Now, the final bit of news I wanted to mention is that there was another piece of very interesting news that came out on CNET and a couple other websites, is that Huawei is apparently sending out emails asking developers to publish on its App Gallery store. Now, of course, when they come out with this new Huawei OS, Ark OS, whatever it ends up being called in your market, they're going to need their own app store if they're not allowed to use Android anymore, and that's where App Gallery comes in. Now, of course, I talked about App Gallery a little bit. I've shown it off on this device. It's on all of the current Huawei phones. You can get apps from App Gallery now. It's just that a lot of your favorite apps that you're going to find on Google Play Store aren't yet in the Huawei App Gallery. So of course, Huawei's trying to reach out to app developers and try to see if more prominent app developers want to publish on the App Gallery store, saying that they have their own OS ready to go. And they've basically got a lot of consumers using their phones, which does make sense. They're trying to get them interested because there's so many users that are using the phones. Developers could then make apps and hopefully make some revenue from their apps to do this. So this is not anything unreasonable, but it does show that Huawei is really preparing for the very real possibility that their Android license may expire on August 19th, and they're going to have to move forward with their new OS and get that rolling out this fall with either their mid-range devices or the Mate 30. We'll have to wait and see which way they decide to go. Anyway, guys, that is my overview of the current Huawei news situation with their own OS and the Android ban. If you guys enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification icon so I can make future videos like this. Find me at Twitter and Instagram with the links in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.